Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel if you're not new here, and if you are new here, welcome in. My name is Melody and today I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the movie Friendship starring Tim Robinson. If you haven't seen it, this is not going to be spoiler free, so go ahead, march your little happy ass to the theater, watch it, and then get back with me. And I'm gonna go ahead right now and tell you that if I made you uncomfortable just then, you're not cut out to watch this film. Sorry, click off the video. Go ahead, give up, wave your white flag. Welcome to the fictional city of Clovis, where bad decisions grow like mold and heterosexual bromances blossom into emotionally devastating situations that end in felonies. Tim Robinson's character is named Craig Waterman. Everyone say hi. He's a walking LinkedIn profile and pretty much a human beige flag. He's trying to sell his house with his wife Tammy, and she would really appreciate it if he cared about anything about her, like her flower shop, the fact that she just beat cancer, her feelings, or, just about anything about her at all, really. That would be nice. As a weird byproduct of that, she's also banging her ex-boyfriend Devin, who's like the human personification of a live, laugh, love tattoo if it had like really big biceps. Craig and Tammy also have a teenage son who apparently kisses his mother on the mouth when they have nacho time. I pretty much lost my shit during that scene. Anytime I see like tortilla chips, I'm going like, it's nacho time. It's nacho time. Craig is left emotionally unsatisfied because, as someone who has the emotional intelligence of stale oatmeal, his wife and son really just aren't supportive of him and generally treat him like someone who's not capable of wiping their own ass. Not that it isn't his fault, though. He doesn't show any interests in them whatsoever. He's extremely submissive and completely apathetic to Tammy's emotional needs or vaginal needs, for that matter, and he kind of just sits around and doesn't really do anything. Not when he's not at work, being a boring marketing executive. Hey, shout out all my marketing executives, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Enter Paul Rudd's character, Austin Carmichael. He's a punk guitarist, a local weatherman, and the kind of guy who says, hey, let's explore the city's sewer system and break into the Capitol building. And he does it. One day, Austin's mail gets mixed in with Craig's, and Craig delivers it. And that's when Austin invites him in for a drink. They hang out, they bond over music, mushrooms, and emotional repression. One minute, they're being bros sipping a beer. The next minute, they're hunting for mushrooms, crawling around government buildings, and acting like sewer raccoons high on masculine yearning. Fueled by feelings that Craig does not have the emotional literacy to name, he starts living. His life completely changes, all thanks to Austin. He's being a better husband. He's being a better dad. He goes to a punk show, and for a split second, his wife and son start to revere him as someone who's actually kind of fucking cool. He owes it all to his new buddy, Austin Carmichael. But then, at an awkward kickback at Austin's place, he tries to impress Austin's cool friends, who, I want to add, are not even that cool. They're kind of fucking weird. Because one of their favorite activities is gathering around in a circle and boxing each other. But when Austin gets a good punch in on Craig, Craig feels emasculated and then decides to take a cheap shot at Austin after calling off the fight. He punches Austin square in the face and doesn't even give him a chance to block it, which all of Austin's friends are like, what the fuck, that's not cool. So now, not only is Craig emasculated, but now he also looks like an asshole and he's super embarrassed. To apologize, he grabs a random bar of soap and shoves the entire thing in his mouth and starts profusely apologizing. He went from the guy who's mildly awkward to the guy who chomps on Irish Spring to prove a point. And I just want to say, in my house, we have been quoting this scene like crazy. Anytime that anybody needs to apologize, we pretend to shove something in our mouth and go, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm warning you now, it is a terribly, terribly cringe scene to watch. It's also, unironically, some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. Craig feels like Austin is mad at him for, decking him unprovoked, which, hey, valid. No shit, dumbass. And the rest of the movie, entitled Friendship, is about their friendship spiraling from there. There's a lot of scenes that I don't want to spoil. I think you should go watch it, and if you have seen it, you already know what I'm talking about. So the rest of the movie is up to you, dear viewer. Craig Waterman as a character is exactly like if Tim Robinson was told to act normal and then spontaneously combusted under the pressure. The entire performance, if you're familiar with Tim Robinson's other work, feels like it crawled out of the deleted scene files of I Think You Should Leave, and then got left out in the sun for a couple hours. It's unhinged in a way that makes you think, is this actually funny? Or is this just how people are? And that's because the writer, Andrew DeYoung, who was responsible for the screenplay, is one of those genius comedy writers who understands that comedy doesn't have to be tidy. It doesn't have to be witty, it doesn't have to arc, it doesn't have to be earned, and it damn sure doesn't have to have a punchline, okay? Sometimes it just has to slap you across the face with a bar of soap and leave you blinking in the fluorescent lighting of your own discomfort. DeYoung's work often teeters on that line of pathos and cringe, where sincerity is shoved face first into the world of absurdity, and it leaves you wondering, am I supposed to be cringing or laughing right now? And you're gonna do both. This is ironic comedy at its most brain-rotted. And I say that lovingly, because some people hear the term ironic comedy and roll their eyes with enough force to power a wind turbine. But when Gen Z and Gen Alpha hear ironic comedy, they're drawn to it, and they start running towards it like that scene in Get Out. They see its chaos and that weird itch that it scratches. It's like a limp handshake, and they are here for it. I can tell you for a fact that I think that ironic comedy is the elevated answer to brain rot. I can tell you that's true because I can totally imagine Tim Robinson seeing the appeal of Skibbity Toilet. Ironic comedy as a genre is a renaissance of everything that's beautifully off-putting. And dare I say, it's the great-great-grandbaby of original ironic comedy, things like Airplane and Monty Python. But instead of it being hosted by a comedy tour group, it was raised by YouTube poop moments and TikTok's Da Vinci twins.
Who painted the Mona Lisa? Mona Lisa. Yeah. Da Vinci?
I know this because people have the exact same visceral reaction to this type of comedy. When I first watched Monty Python and the Holy Grail, I wanted to sell my TV. I didn't get it. I felt like it was just some medieval Renaissance fair themed joke that I wasn't privy to, and I would have rather been drugged behind a racehorse down a gravel road who was sponsored by X-Lax than be asked to watch it again. But for some reason, I did watch it again, and again, and again, and then again, and now it's literally my comfort movie. I quote the coconut scene and bring out your dad every single day. Not even lying. What modern ironic humor is doing with movies like Friendship and shows like I Think You Should Leave, I feel the exact same about. Because I see especially older people like Gen X and millennials who are a little bit older than me, they watch these things and they don't get it, which is crazy because that's like the age of Tim Robinson. So like, why don't you get it? And I just want to say that if you watch things like I Think You Should Leave and Friendship and you don't get it and you think that you don't like it because you don't get it, this is not a prestigious type of humor. If you don't get it, that's the point. Nobody gets it. It's funny because it doesn't make sense. It's absurdist. It's chaotic. It's like a ruined sneeze. The movie Friendship and the genre of modern ironic comedy in general is about the beauty of failure. The failure to connect, the failure to read the room, failure to act appropriately, the failure to keep your wig on at gunpoint. It's the relatability of that awkward person we all feel like we're being when we're probably not. It's not just cringe. It's sacred cringe. It holds up a mirror and dares you to laugh at your own social horrors. And if that makes you uncomfortable, good, because that means it's working. Now, I can't 100% praise this movie. I do think it's pretty much a stroke of genius, but I was a little bit initially disappointed when I watched the movie just because I Think You Should Leave is so absurdist just because of the nature that it's a skit. It's a comedy skit series, okay? The jokes are short, frequent, and frequent. And while Friendship is a comedy movie, it is not a traditional comedy in the way that a Greek comedy is not what we think of when we think of traditional comedy. But that doesn't mean that it's not. These characters are not Adam Sandler. They do not exist for your viewing pleasure. They exist to tell a story and to make you uncomfortable. If you want to watch Grown Ups 2, go watch Grown Ups 2. In the end, I think that every single person should try giving a movie like Friendship a shot, especially if it's in a theater that is extremely crowded. And I will say that if you are unfamiliar with any of Tim Robinson's work, maybe just look some of his stuff up before you head into the movie. That's my only advice. Oh, and keep an open mind. You've been watching my channel. My name is Melody. This channel is called Melody Ever After. If you enjoyed this video, what's stopping me from seeing you in the next one? Until next time.